Have you ever wanted to record your screen and weren't entirely sure how? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you through the steps to installing this software and to get you started. So, hi, I'm Belle from How to IT. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to install OBS Studio. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit about OBS Studio, just in case you don't know anything about it. Well, first of all, what is OBS? Well, OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software. So OBS is a free open source cross-platform screencasting, screen recording and screen streaming app. Wow. So what does that mean? Well, first, open source software is a non-proprietary software. This allows users to go in and view the source code that runs the program. So then people can modify the code, improve it, distribute it, and even port it over to other operating systems. So for instance, a programmer could add a much needed quality of life feature to the software. He could then pass this fix onto the developers. Then the developers normally run through a process where it irons out all the bugs and fixes the code, and so the program runs smoothly before this update is released. So using the open source strategy, it is a great way for small developing companies to get their software off the ground. Normally, software that uses the open source strategy actually has a very wide community following. This is great for all the users as it allows the community to grow and keep in touch with the software that they're helping to build. Also, it's a great place to find support when you are having trouble using the software. So what does OBS do exactly? Well, it allows you to record your screen and even stream your screen live. So I use this program every day, bringing you videos like the beginner's guide for DaVinci Resolve. I also use it in my day-to-day IT tech support. It's a great way for my clients to actually visualize what I'm trying to tell them to do. And there's many more use cases as to why you would want to record your screen. So, where can I use OBS? Well, it is cross-platform, so you can use it on the 3 major platforms. So that's Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. So now you know a little bit about OBS. Let's get over to the computer and I'll show you how to download it. I wanted to show you a clean install of OBS. But don't stress, I'll have another video out soon with a video on how to use OBS for beginners.
Okay, so here we are on our desktop. Now we're going to open our web browser. I'm using Edge. I'll just make this bigger here. All right, and I'm just going to type into the search bar OBS Studio. Feel free to click the link down below and get to the same page. Okay, so now we're here at OBS Studio download page. There is the Windows, Mac OS and Linux download buttons. Click which operating system you have. and it should automatically start downloading. So we'll just wait for this to download and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now we're going to allow OBS to make changes to this computer, and we'll just press next to all the license agreements. If you need to, you can browse and choose the file drive that you want to download it to, and we'll press next and it will start installing. Okay, now the finish is set up, and it will launch OBS when I press finish. Okay, now we're open in OBS. So usage information, this is where you can tell OBS what type of things you're going to do with it, whether you're going to be streaming more with it, whether you're going to be recording with it, or whether you're just going to be using it with your virtual camera. So I'm going to optimize OBS for recording. By all means, if you stream or if you know you're going to stream more, choose that, but I'm going with recording today. Now, this is your video settings. Make sure that this is the exact same for your monitor settings. So I've got a 1080p monitor here, and you can choose the FPS to suit your needs as well. Obviously, the higher FPS, the better image quality you'll get. And now we're just going to apply settings, and it's ready for us to use. Okay, so with the layout at the moment, I'm just going to quickly talk to you a little bit about it. So at the top here, we have what you would call a preview window. And this is so you can see what your OBS Studio is actually recording, whether it's recording the right screen. I've got multiple monitors on my computer, so it's always nice to know that it is actually catching the right screen when I'm recording. Down on the left is scenes. So if you've done any work in film or even comic books, you always have like a scene, and this is where you can set up that scene and you can add sources. So scene, you could have this set up as monitor 1, and then you could create another scene for monitor 2 and monitor 3. So each scene needs sources to tell it where to grab things from. So if we go to the next box over, we can see sources here. This will allow us to add the source for our monitor and click and select that monitor that we want to screen capture. We can also do more advanced things like get sources from a webcam, say, but we will get into that in the next video. The next box is the audio mixer. So the audio mixer allows you to see the volume of your desktop audio and then your mic audio. Now remember, just a quick tip, if it's in the red, you need to turn yourself or your other audio down. So all the way over on the right, we then have our controls where we can start streaming, we can start recording, start virtual camera, and there's also settings in there as well. So we'll quickly add a source. So we press the plus button and then display capture. So this is going to allow us to record or stream our display. So we can actually make sure our display settings are right. So this is a 1920 by 1080p monitor. it is the primary monitor. If you had multiple monitors, you could then select from the arrow button to click on which monitor that you wanted. You can also turn the mouse cursor on and off. So if you don't want people to see where your mouse is, you can turn this off. I leave it on because I think it's easier to follow when I'm giving tutorials. And we won't worry about force SDR at the moment. So we'll just press OK. And so now in our preview window, we have our display showing our screen. And as you can see, it is a direct copy of what you're seeing in big. So yeah, now we can start recording. Yeah, so that's how to quickly set it up and a little bit about it.
So I hope you got OBS installed quickly and easily. Please stay tuned for my next video on how to use OBS and how to get the most out of it. Well, I'm Belle and this is How to IT. Have a fantastic day and I'll see you in the next video.